go to the next video.
All right. So this one is a request by Anessa Lynn. I don't know if I'm going to butcher the last name. It's either Kathy
Mattea.
Mattea?
Oh, Kathy
Mattea.
Okay. Where
have you been?
Where have you been? So I guess it's where have you been? The where of, meaning where have you been?
Well, Mr. H, that's pretty simple English now. Come on.
I've never seen it written that way. Where have?
It's where have you been?
Okay.
Where have you been? Let's do it, Kathy Mattea. Where have you been? Let's do it.
Claire had all but given up when she and Edwin fell in love. She touched his face and shook her head. In disbelief she sighed and said, in many dreams I've held you near. Now at last you're really here. Where have you been? I've looked for you forever and a day. Where have you been? I'm just not myself when you're away. He asked her for her hand for life, and she became a salesman's wife. He was home each night by 8, but one stormy evening he was late. Her frightened tears fell to the floor until his key turned in the door. Where have you been? I've looked for you forever and a day. Where have you been? I'm just not myself when you're away. They'd never spent a night apart. For 60 years she heard him snore. Now they're in a hospital, in separate beds on different floors. Claire soon lost her memory, forgot the names of family. She never spoke a word again. Then one day they wheeled him in. He held her hand and stroked her hair. In a fragile voice she said, where have you been? I've looked for you forever and a day. Where have you been? I'm just not myself when you're away. No, I'm just not myself when you're away.
I'm just not myself when you're away. Her voice. I think her voice is pretty. Because of the kind of song it is, I don't really want to go in on her voice and be all, but there's something, and maybe it's me. I like her voice. I love the song. I need more from her. I feel like I wanted some more depth. Like the song required more of a fuller type vocal performance. But I'm picky. The song was incredible. Very sad. It's life. Many people deal with, these kinds of issues all the time, of Alzheimer's and people getting older and life completely changing. And sometimes it can be incredibly painful. I like the song though, Mr. H.
Yeah, to me the quality of her voice was kind of like on the realm of the sound of like Anne Murray. Not exactly, but on that, to me, kind of like on that level. Going into the comments, Sheila was mentioning that she loves the song and stuff. It kind of reminds her, she's thinking about her mom, being kind of, Alzheimer's. And I was like, Alzheimer's? Like Heimer's? And she said, yeah, Alzheimer's and stuff. And, one of my mother's biggest fears was that as she got older, that she feared that she would get Alzheimer's. I guess the blessing side of it, we lost her in 2005. She died of lung cancer. But at the very end, what it did to her, she was definitely not herself. I remember my sister begging her to take her medication, her pain medication and stuff like that. My mother would be like, her mouth would just be clamped shut.
Yeah.
And she wouldn't say a word, but my sister would be like, you gotta open your mouth. And my mother's just shaking her head like, nope. And I would, sitting there and I'm like, and she says, say something to her, see if you can snap her out of it. And I'm calling her mom, and she's just shaking her head. So I tried something because my mother always liked it when I sang to her. And so I started singing to her, and all of a sudden you could see this realization coming back. It brought her back. She looked at me, and then it's like, oh, hi. And then I was able to say, hey, you need to take your medication, open your mouth. And she finally did. So it wasn't long. It was like 2-3 weeks after that we lost her and stuff. Yeah. So this is a very touching song. And let's face it, we all need our moms. I'm almost 60 and I need my mom.
May she rest in peace, H. May she rest in peace.
So